The Engrossment Rules Resolution Credentials meeting is called to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderwoman Howard,
Present.
Alderwoman Green, Alderman Todd,
Present.
Chairwoman Titus.
Present.
Alderwoman Green, you have 3 present, the quorum is present.
Okay, we're gonna go to, we're not gonna, I haven't heard from Alderman Green, we're not doing excused alderman at this time. If you would, we would like to go to the approval of the minutes, if you take a minute to look at the minutes, and if you don't have any objections, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes of Thursday, February 27th, 2020, which was continued to February 28th, 2020.
Second.
So moved. Second. Yeah.
Second.
Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Alderwoman Howard,
Aye.
Alderwoman Green, Alderman Todd,
Aye.
Chairwoman Titus.
Aye.
You have 3 aye votes.
Okay, gonna get started. The first board bill for engrossment is board bill number 173, and bill introduced by Alderwoman Boyd. Every time I see Boyd, I think of the 22nd ward. It's a Chapter 99 Redevelopment Plan and Blighting Study for the Goodfellow Boulevard West Florissant Avenue Scattered Sites Redevelopment. It will allow up to 20 years tax abatement, 10 years of tax abatement at 100% and 5 years at 75% and 5 years at 50%. The area includes land, both occupied and unoccupied, commercial and mixed-use properties. The objective of the plan is to encourage their rehabilitation and redevelopment.
That's not real life.
I think the sign's up there on the door. So does anybody see attachment A? Because we have an attachment A, but I don't see it in the, I see attachment B. There's several places that exhibits need to be highlighted, but I don't. There's exhibits A through G on page 3, line
Yeah, but
1.
if you look at the end of the board bill, it's attachment A, what page? Oh, here it
Just
is. Okay, so it's on page 5 of 11, so that's good. Then attachment B is in there. That's, okay. Then we have exhibits listed, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Starting from page 3 of 11, the first line, exhibits A through G are not bolded, and neither is the third line, exhibit F.
I'm just, Madam Chair, question here. The exhibits here, the table of exhibits, shouldn't that be in the front of the exhibits? It's on
well, the pages aren't numbered, so it's after attachment B.
Right,
Okay, and then on the, so I don't know if maybe because they did both sides, it got
turned,
into the wrong spot.
it,
But it seems that should be
let me see,
precede.
is there
the-
something in here that says exhibit in, cause this is the index. Let's see if they,
Yeah,
in the
well,
index, they talk about the exhibits, if they don't. Yeah, J, exhibits, page 8, what is that? Maybe that's, I wish they would do it one way. Oh, no, they're listing all the exhibits, I guess, is starting.
they have exhibits A through G up on page 3, line
Yeah, they
1.
usually have it first, so,
Right,
could we, Mr. Clerk, just flip the pages? So that the exhibits are on top,
They can,
and then look, we just exchange the table of index in the, right after attachment B, right? So that those,
Just here.
right,
Mhm.
just flip it, right,
Mhm.
okay, and then, do we have all the exhibits, that's the next thing.
Okay, now, is there a difference between attachment A and exhibit A?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and we have attachment A and attachment B, and they're both listed, attachment B is on page 3 of 11, and.
But is
attach-
that the same as exhibit?
No,
Okay.
then attachment, the clerk showed me where attachment A was. Where did- oh, I know you showed me.
oh, that was on page 5 of 11. Attachment
Yeah, 5 of 11, okay. So, then the exhibits are within the attachments. Is that in our office that's ringing so loud, is it? Cause these walls are like, okay, that's exhibit A, okay. Exhibit B, C, D, C. So here, Mr. Clerk, it says occupied/occupied commercial, is one of them should probably be unoccupied, cause I think, so that's just a little scribe, that should be unoccupied on exhibit E, F rather, F1.
That's one.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have, other than the.
So it says occupied slash, and should, one of them should be unoccupied, and that's what it is, cause that's what the,
Mhm.
secured.
Is it all of the above, though? Is there vacant tracts in there? I mean, it's hard to tell from the map. It
The area
doesn't-
whose land, vacant land,
Uh-huh.
and both occupied and unoccupied commercial mixed use. So it should also have a vacant land,
Uh-huh,
and then
and
occupied and
occupied.
unoccupied, right, cause that's the
Mhm.
description. Right, right there. Secured.
I'm not sure when they put this X.
It'll be 4.
So that
the
means
property
has not.
Mhm.
Okay, so it has unsanitary or unsafe
Correct.
conditions, okay. Okay,
And they really should kind of separate the
Mhm.
has not so that it doesn't look like it's all one thing.
Right,
But
right.
it's exactly what they
and to
need.
me, it should
Right.
be, yeah, I don't know, anyway.
Yeah, they should separate it with more space.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, then at Exhibit G, if we're there yet,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
A1, reinforce the city's central corridor as the dynamic heart of the region. Is this part of the central corridor, or is
No,
this
and that's
just
why
a
it's not
mistake?
applicable.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, that doesn't seem to apply in this case,
That's wrong.
unless I'm lost my mind and don't know where I am in the city.
Well, I have a whole thing about the city central quarter being the dynamic heart of the region, but that's for
that's not-
another.
yeah, we won't
That's
go
for my resolution that's coming next week, to explain who decided that. Okay, they market to recent college graduates.
I can't.
And I think they should change. Board Bill 297 should state the ordinance. We don't have to do it now, but by now it's an ordinance. If you look at Exhibit G2, empowerment, diversity, and equity, should be the ordinance number. We're not gonna change.
Wait a minute now.
Look at
Right.
implements board bill is under section 3, empowerment, diversity, and
Pertaining
equity.
to workforce
It doesn't need
inclusion.
to change ultimately to
It's an ordinance now, so we don't need to cite the board bill. Because as it goes on to years, you have to update it, cause you have that same board bill in it every year.
every year.
See, what I don't understand, why wouldn't that be applicable if you get somebody to develop it? I don't know.
Says it's not.
And then J8, I don't understand why that wouldn't be checked. There's a lot
Which
of
one?
J8. A lot of them, I don't understand why they're not applicable.
We'd have to come back in and go through that whole board
Yeah,
bill.
I'm just,
Right,
I'm
I know,
just asking.
I know.
It's just
Man,
a
I think we should
it's a
bring,
curiosity.
I think we should bring them in to talk about the
Just
impact
in
statement
general.
in general.
Yeah.
And have them upgrade some things, or change some things, rather.
Unless they wait for a developer to come in and then they because this is,
They don't know.
I guess, readying for a
Right.
developer, so.
Versus already have one, that could be it.
Right.
That's why I think if we have a conversation with them, they might be able to help us better.
Understand, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, had a chance to go over Mr. Alderman Todd. Okay, we've gone over Board Bill 173 committee substitute. I entertain a motion to pass out Board Bill 173 with a do pass recommendation.
Now, are we going to make the changes that were recommended?
The only, well,
Highlighting? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
the highlighting, I'm not gonna change other things in the.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
I agree. So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
We had a motion, a second, a call for previous roll. Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 173, committee substitutes passed out with a due pass recommendation. The next thing we have is Board Bill 177, introduced by Alderwoman Clark-Hubbard. It's a Chapter 99 redevelopment and blighting study for 5311 through 6123, and 5302 to 6122 Dr. Martin Luther King Redevelopment Area. The board bill will allow up to 20 years tax abatement, 10 years after the 20 years, and then another 5 years at 75%, and 5 years at 50%. This land includes both, and this area includes vacant land in both occupied and unoccupied commercial and mixed-use properties. Object of this plan is to encourage their rehabilitation and redevelopment. I just saw a flyer about part of this land, and most of the 18th for Washoe is now offering between $12,000 and $8,500 for people to buy land in the Vanderveer, Lewis Place, Academy, Sherman. I'll show you that. It's just somebody who works at Barnes gave it to me yesterday. I just told the alderman about it.
Like individuals or developers
People who work at the hospital
to buy and then,
and live there.
yeah,
Washoe was
Good for them.
offering that.
good for them. I wonder if they're gonna, partner with them in some way. That's interesting.
It's already supposed to be the new houses that are getting built there. I guess this is part of what they're doing.
Good.
Okay, so that's attachment is right. Page 3 of 12, exhibits A through G need to be bolded. Line 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there.
4, A through G. Need our highlighters. I forgot mine today.
Okay, Madam Principal.
It pops though when you.
It
it's like
does.
bold and
It does. Page 5 of 12, line 15, exhibit F.
Page 5.
Line 15. See, that shows you it needs to be bolded because you can't find it. you know, for some reason, they're putting the exhibit second, okay, so we don't wanna change the other one, this is somehow how they're doing it,
I don't understand why.
I know, but we would have to change all of them, I'm not gonna
Right.
change them, I wanna find out what they're doing first before we, maybe they figure like, this is the, index, table of contents, but,
Yeah.
table of contents, but they don't even say, this is a list of the exhibits any place in here, that's what I'm not finding, they actually
Well, I
show
mean-
the exhibits.
And see, here, I guess what I have to say is, this is exhibits and here's the legal description.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't you have that before that?
That's, we're gonna have
I
to,
mean, it's like opening a book and finding a table of contents in the middle of it.
and that's what I'm saying, they did them all like this.
Now, I don't
So
understand
we
why.
gonna bring them back in and talk to them. And I'll save this, one of these, and say they're all like this. I don't like to change when everything is done like this.
At least
without-
they're, at least they're consistent.
Right. Okay, that's good. That's good. See. They got big plans when I'm looking at this. All up and down Martin Luther King. So I'm thinking these are addresses of the properties. But when you look at Exhibit A, what's the?
Well, then
1,
the
2, 3,
city-
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 11th page of Exhibit A has 5927-5829, so I don't,
I'm wondering if
that's a wrong address.
we have addresses and then what they, described in the cities.
But these are all addresses, cause this
Right,
is the 20,
right.
if you
I
go
see
to,
what you're saying,
do you see what I'm talking about? Right,
but that's,
that's a error that needs to be, let me see what the actual
well,
address is.
here we got the legal description, so maybe this is the address, the legal description address.
Yeah, but you can't have a
But then over
5927.
here, these are all
Right,
addresses.
right.
I don't understand.
What are you talking about?
Well, see, I was thinking here, you've got, I think would be like the legal,
What
and
does the
then over
number say?
here, but I don't think that makes sense, 5302, 5316, but these are two different, lot 8 and 9.
Yeah,
So
you
I
can
don't-
have, oh, yeah, 50, that's what exactly, the legal, let's see, 5311 through 6123, 5302 through 6122. So you cannot have a,
Well, here, like you got 5302 to 5316, well,
Yeah,
that's
you can
across
have
the
that.
street, yeah,
No,
that's even, this
that's
is
all
odd.
even, that's the
This
same,
is odd.
that's right. You can have a big lot.
Right, you can have more than one
Right.
number at an address.
Well, so that's okay. What I found is on a page where they have an odd and an even number together. One of those is wrong.
Oh,
Okay, that's what I was talking about.
so they would be across the
It says
street
59,
now. Yeah.
20, no, what it is, they says 5927 through 5829, so I'm pretty sure it's 5827. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, here's, oh, no, those are both even, those are all even.
Okay, they have
Let me
58.
see what you're talking about, Sharon. Point out, no, okay.
So you can't have a 5927. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be 58. Because you can't go from 5927 to 5829.
But they're both odd numbers. Oh, I see what you're
It's
saying,
just different
58.
blocks.
Yeah, I got it, I missed the, I was
Okay.
looking at the last two numbers.
Okay, so,
I got you now. I'm
so,
seeing.
okay, so
Maybe
58,
it's a typo.
17. That's what I'm thinking, that it's 5827. That's what I'm looking
Yeah.
up now.
Or 5929,
Okay, but it, okay.
which is right below it too.
Right, 20, so it could be 5929. Okay, because it's not 5827. It's part of another address, so it's not that. So more than likely you are right. Let's see, 5929, 5927.
And then it's 5829.
5927, 5929. That's what it is. So this is, 8 should be changed to 59. So this goes all along the Martin Luther King,
To the,
from Union to Hodemont.
to the county border, I guess, isn't it?
Not quite,
Not quite?
but close enough.
Well, isn't Keeneland considered out of the city?
Yeah, it might be right at the,
Yeah.
and that's interesting that she's doing it, because that part of that is Jeffrey.
Maybe they're working together.
But I don't see why he's, okay, so this is Wells, Goodfellow, Hamilton, Hodemont. Yeah, Kinlan is that where the Hodemont, is that where the old,
Wellston Station, yes,
Uh-huh.
it says, yeah.
Yeah, the Wilson station is
yeah,
in here.
up in here. And then, cause Gwen Giles, post office, I think is on Hamilton or something like that, and Jeffrey lives right up in here.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, somewhere in here, it mentions the,
I still wanna ask the alderperson
Wellston.
if he knows that this is going on. I'm uncomfortable, I'm gonna pass it out, but still gonna bring it to his attention. Usually, when you're doing something like that, you would have
both.
both
Yeah.
alder people on it. Since it goes right down the heart of Dr. Martin Luther King.
There was something in here that I saw, it mentioned the Wellston Station, because, the historic, because it's a historic district, it's available for tax credits. That's what I was skimmed
I'll
through and
print
saw.
this out. Let's see. No, terms, it won't stay. It won't stay. You gotta have to print it out, but what I really was interested in is that this is all the neighborhoods that they're paying people to move into.
Let me see. You mind? Now, this is east of Kings Highway, yeah.
No, so,
This here is.
this is my neighborhood right here, Kingsway
Okay.
East, Kingsway West. But right up to Dr. Martin Luther King, most of the 18th
Uh-huh.
Ward and much of the 26th Ward. And then, yeah, right.
They're securing their borders.
No, that was my whole thing about,
But that's what they did with the Manchester area, what do we call it now?
whoa.
The Grove, right?
The Grove.
Mhm.
They, cause I know somebody that worked with them, they actually worked with them, and they,
The problem is that they did not been meeting with the people in the community.
well,
That's the problem, okay. Okay, so we wanna go on.
but I mean, they basically.
I know, but they,
Led the charge on that.
I know, they gave Joe Roddy $10 million, I was here when they did it. Okay, but WashU, sometimes, the universities forget that people have been living there for a long time,
Right,
okay.
okay.
Okay, does anybody else have any places where anything needs to be highlighted? We changed that one error.
I think it's consistent.
Any questions, Alderman?
No.
Okay, if no questions, I entertain a motion to pass.
So moved.
Board Bill 177, committee substitute out with a do pass recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Have a motion, a second. Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 177, committee substitute passed out with a do pass recommendation. I am gonna put a note to ask Alderman if he knows about it. Okay, Board Bill 6 to approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment study for the Saison, S-A-I-S-O-N, do you know what that?
Saison.
Saison Scattered Site Area.
I'll say so.
Yes, that's all.
Parlez-vous français?
Yeah.
To have 10 years tax abatement, 5 years tax abatement on 95% of the assessed value of the incremental improvements, followed by 5-year tax abatement based on 50% of the assessed value of the incremental improvements. The project consists of 10 vacant lots in the Peabody Darce Webby neighborhood. Habitat for Humanities is the perspective.
Sorry.
They're gonna build 10 single-family homes for $1.8 million. The Habitat is gonna use private funds for this project. B, C, D, E, F, G.
Now, see, they highlighted their exhibits A through G
And where is that?
on, well, they're bolded on pages 2 through 9. On page 2,
Right.
line 2, it's
Yes.
bolded, yeah, and
Yes.
in the other ones, they were not.
Yes, exactly. And they have their attachments also.
But see, again, this should be the cover page to me.
I know, we're gonna bring them in.
Yeah. And then,
And
I don't know,
holistically address
but I
it.
have a question for the clerk, ma'am. Are we taking these and copying two-sided once we get them here?
They actually make these copies.
Oh, over there,
When you have
okay,
board bills like this that's requested by somebody,
okay.
they make the copy.
I was just wondering, cause I thought, well, maybe in transferring it, there might have been, so it's good to ask that
When
question.
you see this, you see it's a design that they've,
Yeah,
and that's why I wanna bring them over.
they have sort of a template,
Right.
yeah. But again, it seems this should be up front, and then this should be right behind it.
Even new housing. See, both of the older people are sponsoring this, which is, cause it's in both their wards.
I actually think they're working on some of these already. Maybe not.
Okay. Have any questions, Alderman
No, I
Thomas?
don't have
Okay, Alderman, Howard, you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, if not, then I'll entertain a motion for Board Bill 182 to be passed out with a due pass recommendation.
So moved.
any. Second.
Previous roll, I guess I'll be.
Yo, I'm sorry, our previous roll. Okay, we get complacent.
I know we're missing a couple of members here.
Right.
There's been a motion and then a second and a call for for previous roll.
Previous
Any
roll.
objection to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 182 is passed out with a due pass recommendation. Next board bill is 183, sponsored by Alderman Joseph Roddy. It seeks to approve a Chapter 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for the 4500 block of Swan, 4500 through 4540, and 1305 and 1305 rear South Taylor Avenue redevelopment area. This will allow 4540 Swan and 1305 and 1305 rear South Taylor to have 10-year tax abatement based on 75% of the assessed value of the incremental improvements. It consists of 2 industrial buildings in the Forest Park Southeast neighborhood. The prospective redeveloper proposes demolishing the buildings and constructing an apartment building. The apartment will have 307 units, 1,450 square feet of commercial space, and 381 parking space. The acquisition cost for all 4 parcels is $4.5 million, and construction costs are estimated at $55 million. G, right. G. Description, project area plan, proposed lands. directed to file a copy of said plans with the minutes of this meeting. What, where did that come from?
Let me see if it's in section 4. There's an interesting
On this bill,
on page 4
in the attachments?
of the bill itself.
This-
It's
It's in all of
it's
them?
a whole, this is just not for what they did.
See if I directed file a copy of said plans with the minutes of this meeting.
Hmm.
That's, you need to.
It looks like this was in all of them.
With the
The
minutes of
meeting
what
of
meeting?
the SLDC people?
That must be what it is. It can't be
I would
this
say
meeting.
that, because, you know, they have to meet to approve all of these.
But why would the president or clerk of the St. Louis Board of Aldermen is hereby directed to file a copy of said plans, which is the blighting plans, with the minutes of the meeting that they had, and where would you be filing them? That's
Well,
my
and,
question.
and where would they get them if it's an SLDC meeting?
It's a question.
Unless this is after we pass this out, the president is a copy of the plan to be filed with the board bill.
But that's already in the board bill. Why would you have minutes?
And the president wouldn't file it.
Exactly.
That would be the clerk.
I don't know. Is that in the other one?
Yes, he just said.
Oh, well, it's interesting that we found that.
I think we need to, I know you gotta go, Carol.
Well, we're all right.
Okay, can we stop and try to clarify this right
You know,
now?
some of them are over in the HUD's meeting. Right?
Can we
Let me
try
see
to
if I
see?
can get some.
Thank you. Take
Some of them
we're gonna
are
take a 5-minute
Strange
break.
entity.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, we just finished reviewing Board Bill 183, and if there are not any questions for the committee members, I'd entertain a board, motion to pass out Board Bill 183 with the
So
two pass
moved.
recommendation.
Second.
Previous roll. We have a motion, a
Right.
second, any
Yeah.
objection to previous roll?
No.
Okay, hearing none, Board Bill 183 is passed out with a due pass recommendation. Okay, the next one is Board Bill 185, which is a board bill that seeks a 99 redevelopment plan and blighting study for 618 through 624 and 700 through 702 North Second Street area. It would allow 618 through 24 and 700 through 702 North 22nd to have a 10-year tax abatement based on 75% of the assessed value of the incremental improvements. The project consists of the renovation of 2 unoccupied commercial buildings in the downtown neighborhood. The prospective redeveloper is acquiring the property for $2,700,000 and plan on renovating the building for approximately $12,400,000. The redeveloper plans to utilize private funds for this project. The properties will have office, commercial space on the first floor and a total of 76 residential units on the upper floors of the 2 buildings. I have a question. So where do you file our minutes? Do
All
you
of these
just?
minutes?
Mhm.
They're held electronic,
Okay,
and one of the drives,
okay,
shared drives.
okay,
So all the secretaries and staff have access.
okay.
They don't post those in the city journal though, or just the
Not
board
the
meetings?
committee minutes, just the full
Just the
board.
board.
there's really not many provisions
For
for
that.
committee meeting
Right.
minutes, because they never had them.
Right,
So we're trying to
Exactly.
get it where it would be on the website also.
Okay.
now this one says occupied, unoccupied. That was a typo for some reason.
But here it says that the area is currently unoccupied on page 6.
But I'm saying that they use,
Oh, they use both.
right,
Okay.
and, the one we had, the first one we had just had occupied, occupied.
Okay. Uh-oh. Look at Exhibit F. And look at the blighting report for the Saison Scattered Sites Redevelopment Area. Look at the title at the top.
Yeah, I'm looking at it,
This isn't Saison.
exactly. That was the one before, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. Was one of these? No, that was the
That's
one before
Even
that.
before that.
Ingrassia and Coatar.
Right. I'm looking at, let's check and make sure that they don't have Lace on all of them.
Well, let's check that one and see that it has the proper.
They do a lot
No,
of
this
cutting and
has,
paste.
this has laces.
So this says South Taylor, so that one's right.
But it doesn't match everything else. This one says vacant land, is this on Saison, so what they did is they forgot to change the title up here, probably. Because this one, the checks are different on here.
Okay, so we didn't, it just didn't change, okay.
We didn't change the
We'll
title.
make this a scribe error. What is it called? Well, we'll just put the addresses, because we don't have a name. 624 and
North
700
Yeah.
702 North
Yeah.
2nd Street.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Am I looking at the wrong thing here now?
Then I don't understand, what's this, honoring Jim Collins, the 3rd Purple Heart recipient on the back of, do you have this on the back of yours?
In the back,
The last page?
No, I don't. I do,
Yeah.
I do have it, yeah. I don't think that's supposed to be in there. Yeah. Jim Collins needs to get off of there.
I'm like, I was thinking maybe
I
it was
love it.
something they were gonna name the building
Yeah.
or something,
No, I don't
but
know.
I didn't see that in
No.
there.
It got mixed up in there by accident. Okay.
Just pull it off. Give it to the clerk. Get it out.
Are we honoring Jim Collins?
Yeah, we are.
Maybe we
He
should honor
gave-
Tom Collins.
You're on tape. No, she didn't mean that
I
right.
didn't mean that like that.
Okay, have we had a chance to go over Board Bill 185?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? If so, I'd entertain a motion to pass Board Bill 185 out with a due pass recommendation.
So
Second.
moved?
Second.
Previous roll, we have a motion, a second, a call for previous roll. Any objection to previous roll? 185 is passed out with a due pass recommendation. Next board bill we have is Board Bill 188, Alderwoman Davis. This is a bill that authorized the transfer of $13,727,769 from the Airport Debt Service Stabilization Fund to the Airport Revenue Fund to make funds available to mitigate rates in the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2019. This is in accordance with the 5-year airport use and lease agreement that commenced on July 1st, 2016. Is that yours? Where is that come?
No, I haven't gone to sleep yet.
I think it might be outside. Is your
Oh.
phone, is your
No,
phone?
mine is all the way off.
No, that's not my phone. Mine doesn't sound like that. I know.
Might be
Okay.
outside. I have a question. Um, I'm trying to get it in context, but it's just, the date on page 3, line 3. Is it in the basic operation of the airport to authorize the transfer of funds from DSSF into the revenue fund during the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2019, and an amount to exceed, is that?
Maybe that should be 2020,
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I don't know.
because 2019 has already happened.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was looking at when okay. Because we've already, is this transfer of money of past debt that we're trying to go back to, Mr. Clerk? Because even
Bill authorizes
in the fiscal year
Okay.
beginning July 1st,
To
2019.
mitigate rates in the
The
fiscal
fiscal
year.
year,
We can't,
it's still the same fiscal year though.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
That was last year.
Funds available.
I mean, we're still in. Okay, wait a minute. Bill authorized transfer of $13 million from airport debt service stabilization fund to the airport revenue fund to make funds available to mitigate rates in the fiscal year. So we are still in the 2019 fiscal year. We
okay,
started in July.
right, I
And
know,
it'll
but
be-
we're
And
into
then we'll
June,
be in the 2020, July 1st, so.
right. But we can't mitigate rates that have already passed, is what I'm saying. They're talking about changing rates. The rates have been in effect all this time. What rates would you be able to mitigate? Just maybe something in March, April, May, June. Is that Marlene out there? No, that's Tracy. It is about 15.
No, what they're doing is they're gonna transfer that money to debt service.
I bet you they meant to put 2020. Cause when you look down here on page 104 and you get down to line.
But you couldn't do July 1st, 2020, because this is the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2019.
That's when that money
and that's
would-
where we are
The
now.
money would be transferred and it would be used, what it's saying is it would be used to make funds available to mitigate rates on an annual basis. So you can't mitigate anything that's already happened, so, as a new resident, July 1st to be again, by the airport commission, the comptroller board of the union making certain findings with respect to the transfer up to 13 of excess money. The owner and operator potential transfer the debt service stabilization to the airport revenue fund in accordance with of the language St. Louis International Airport. Dated as of October 84, amended 2009. During the fiscal year,
It says they mitigate rates on an annual basis during the term of the airport use agreement.
because the controllers know this.
If you look at page 2, lines 1 through 9, it kind of explains it.
I wanna put this to the bottom, because we're gonna have to probably take a break to try to find this out, find out what this is doing. So let's do the other ones, see if we can get those done. And we can ask a question, if you don't mind, we'll do a previous roll if you have to go before we get up. Okay, so we're gonna move on to, Board Bill 202, introduced by Lisa Middlebrook, Alderwoman Lisa Middlebrook, which is, authorizes a lease agreement with the city of St. Louis within the Port District near Tyler Street for 25 years, ending in 2029, with 2 remaining 5-year options. The amendment authorizes a 10-year term exercising said options and increases the rent to $19,345.68 next year, and an increase of 3% per year. I guess this wasn't one that they only paid $100 a year. First amendment.
It's in the 28th ward, that's why.
Second ward isn't, not the 28th.
Oh, second ward, I'm sorry. This is the court.
Can you tell the secretary that we really can't hear them? I'm like, can you remind them? I'm gonna stop sitting up there with them. Now I see here it is. 2020,
Am I talking too loud?
yes. January 1st, okay, so we go. Getting a little over 3%. Rent increase. That's a small amount. That's only like $600. Not quite $500 something a year.
We're pretty nice landlords.
Yeah, much better than me. I would raise much more than 3%. It's a good deal if you can get it. So I got the ordinance that they're amending attached. Committee members have any questions with this board bill? If not, I'd entertain a motion to pass out board bill 202 with the due pass recommendation.
So moved?
Second.
Previous roll, I have a motion, a second. Call for previous roll, any objection to previous roll?
None?
Hear none. Board bill 202 is passed out with the due pass recommendation.
Okay.
Then we have board bill 207.
Uh-huh.
Okay, introduced by Alderman Jack Coatar, and it is a board bill authorizing the St. Louis Board of Election Commission, upon the approval by the Board of E&A to expend any funds received by the St. Louis Board of Election Commission for the 2019-20 election efficiency grant awarded by the Missouri Secretary of State to provide assistance to local election authorities to improve election process with state funds to assist with election activities. So they cannot third read this without the Board of E&A passing this, right? So this has to go on to the informal calendar after this until it is passed. I think that they should pass it before it comes in here. I don't like that it comes in here to be done that, and I think next year
When do
that's
they
what we're
meet
gonna ask.
next? When do they, E&A meet next?
Wednesday?
So this will probably be held over. Are they meeting this week?
I haven't seen the notice for this,
I haven't seen one either.
but we have another week.
We have another week they can
That's
do
right.
it, but I still think that they should get that passed before it comes in here. so that we won't get confused, that we don't, engross it without from now on.
Well, but
Right,
can they pass, well, I guess they can pass and then they turn it over to us for approval.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna say for this year, but I'm saying, I mean, for the new term that's starting.
This is pretty easy,
Yep.
straightforward.
Committee have any questions?
No question.
Okay, hearing no questions. Board Bill number 207, I'd entertain a motion for
So
Board Bill
moved.
207 to pass out with the due pass recommendation.
Second.
Previous roll.
No
We have a
objection?
motion, a second. Any objections to previous roll?
None?
Hearing none. Board Bill 207 is passed out with the due pass recommendation. And we need to take a minute to maybe call the comptroller's office or whatever to see what's going on with the date in Alderwoman's, maybe, who else would know? The comptroller or the, airport?
The airport.
I'll try the comptrollers first, see if I can see if, we're gonna take another 5-minute break. Okay, we are resuming after another 5-minute break, and we'll have before us Board Bill 188, sponsored by Alderwoman Marlene Davis. We had a question about the dates, but the dates are correct in the bill. It is, the funds will be available from this year's fiscal year, which began July 1st, 2019. Saying that, does anybody, any other committee members have questions?
No, ma'am, no question.
Alderman Todd?
No, I don't have any.
Okay, if we don't have any question, I entertain a motion to pass Board Bill 188 out with a due pass recommendation.
So moved?
Second.
Previous roll, there's a
No.
motion, a second, any objection to
No
previous roll?
objection.
Hearing none, Board Bill 188 is passed out with a due pass recommendation, we did a good job. Okay, is there any other business before this committee? Hearing none, move to adjourn this committee until next Wednesday, are we having this on Thursday, right? Oh, that was on Thursday, I'm like, okay, next Wednesday,
At 10 a.m.?
okay, 10 a.m.,
All right.
all right,
I
we are
saw-
adjourned.